report. Why?
No, I will not.
Can I ask why?
I can't tell you.
Oh.
There's nothing.
You can't tell me. You can't tell me why he won't do that. Because I'm on a watch list, man, and I'm sick of it. So how do is there any way to get off this watch list? I'm on it for life? Really, eh? So what, I have to move to another country, or what?
Well, that might help, but then I can put on one of their watch lists.
Probably not. Probably not.
I don't know, man. Can't help you.
Yeah, I didn't think you would. I told you there would be no help here. I tried. I'm going to tell you, you guys aren't going to make a statistic out of me. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to be real calm about it. You know, so I'm going to go to human rights lawyers now and stuff, right? You see how they got the cops standing behind me here now? Like I'm going to do something? Yes.
I mean, I think you just call it general.
So you won't investigate who's writing the report about me? Why not? Could I ask why not? All right, man. I think we got all we need. Thank you.
Alright, so this book is called The Hidden Evil by Mark M. Rich, and it explains how the gang stalking program works, how it was started, and the people and corporations and agencies behind it. Right here's a little overview of some of the things it goes over. I'm just gonna look over Volume 2, Part 1, at some of the tactics that they use and the informants that they have. It says right here, it is a historical fact that the U.S. has officially targeted its civilian population on multiple occasions. Programs such as MKUltra and COINTELPRO can't be denied. The methods reportedly employed in these harassment campaigns, explained McKinney, bear a striking resemblance to those attributed to the CIA and FBI during operations at MKUltra, MH Chaos, and COINTELPRO. But the 77 or targeted individual contributes to the modification. After they are singled out for preliminary stages of harassment, gang stalking ensues, which McKinney describes as a part of softening up process. That's a messed up way to put it. After a period of overt surveillance, NLW are introduced. The NLW harassment gradually increases to extreme conditions. This pattern has unfolded consistently in all NATO nations. And right here it just says that NLW is a non-lethal weapon, which includes directed energy weapons. So after they do, for whatever time it is that they do their overt surveillance, then they use the directed energy weapons. It says the NLW harassment gradually increases to extreme conditions. That's why you see a lot of TIs, they're trying to make us, break us, and make us lose our mind and commit these crimes that you see a lot of people commit nowadays, that I'm sure most of them are TIs. Because there's so much gun violence, so much things happening, that you get the picture. It says here about surveillance. Surveillance is apparently part of an ongoing bogus investigation that never ends. The investigation may be done for reasons of national security. And it says it in quotations. Similarly, German and Russian security forces would often target the civilian population for the same reason. After a person is singled out, dwellings surrounding the target will be sublet and used as bases of operation and training. If the target lives in a house, the base will usually be the closest building to the house. If the target lives in an apartment, then the base will be in one or more of the surrounding apartments. That's how they get our neighbors to watch us and participate. You see here they talk about character assassination. sensitivity programs. They're trying to make you scared. It says they are designed to artificially create phobias so that when you keep seeing these patterns and they're trying to condition you, that's what it is. They're just trying to make you scared of this or that. Because the average person, they're not going to see the same pattern of color over and over again, or the same type of car over and over again, or like a one headlight out over and over again. It's not normal, you know? Yeah, and as it says here, is to condition people with damaging emotions which are linked to triggers such as objects, colors, movements, and sounds. And it says here, those who have you under surveillance know that there is a color, object, or sound that you've linked or anchored massive pain to. Then shortly afterward, you were stalked by multiple people who carry that object, wear that color, or utter that phrase. This brings to the surface all the emotional pain you suffered during that experience. Imagine this happening again and again every time you go outside. Now think what it would be like if your family and friends started to participate. So that's why it's so effective, because of how they use all these people, and they try to take trauma experiences you've had or emotional experiences you've had and try to connect them with objects and colors. It's all a mind game. It talks here about space invasion, crowding. Like when you go into a store, or even if you're in a parking lot or somewhere, people just pop up out of nowhere. I went to a gas station once out of town, and I went in there was literally nobody there. I went to just use the bathroom. When I come out, it's full of cars. My car was the only one parked there, full of cars, people getting gas. Even some dude on a bike, not even at the gas station. He was just on the sidewalk on his bike across the street from the gas station on his phone. Like, it was obvious because all of the people that just showed up out of nowhere, and this dude just on his bike on his phone, not even riding it, just right there in front of the gas stations. Just posted up right there. And then noise campaigns, there's always all kinds of sounds like construction work or this or that. For years, I've been getting the people revving their engine. Like, sometimes they got those modified exhausts, like revving it loud right past the house. Sometimes even in the middle of the night, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I got neighbors around. Like, these people really don't care. Like, even if they'll wake up the neighbors in the middle of the night. Like, these people really don't care. Synchronization, they always try to synchronize you. So right here, chapter 18, informants, this one goes in pretty deep. It says here, the use of citizen informant networks dates at least as far back as the Roman Empire. That's pretty far back. Delators, or informants, were recruited from all classes of society, including knights, freedmen, slaves, wealthy families, philosophers, literary men, court officials, lawyers, etc. So they're talking right here since the Roman Empire. That's way back, and they had all classes of society. So this gang stalking program is nothing new at all. Here it says a familiar pattern. Targeted people have reported that everyone from homeless people to white-collar workers are participating in gang stalking. This also includes neighbors, friends, co-workers, and even family of targeted people. Federal, state, and local governments are reportedly complicit, such as local police, fire departments, EMT personnel, city workers, utility companies, taxi drivers, security guards, stores, and restaurants. According to Dr. Kilday, other participants include down and out people, jobless, freed prisoners, mental outpatients, students, and orphans. these people are trained by this organization to harass and follow innocent people who, for whatever reason, have been put on the organization's hit list. It says right here, the April-May 1996 issue of Nexus magazine revealed that tens of thousands of persons in each metropolitan area are now working as spotters and neighborhood business place spies, sometimes unwittingly. So 1996, that was like almost 30 years ago. And obviously it's been going on before then, but it's just crazy that we're barely getting this information now. But it's very important that we all do our due diligence and do our research, because all this information is out. This information needs to come out. It's the only way we can stop this, if we can, and get ourselves off this list somehow. And if not, awareness is key. Everybody's got to know about this. It says right here, in order to sell the community on this program, its creators probably equipped it with convincing propaganda, which is delivered by professionals. Although there has been no official admission that the following federal resources function as recruitment programs for harassment, they are similar to ones used in German and Russian dictatorships. And here it's talking about they created this TIPS, the Terrorism Information and Preventative System. It's supposed to be, this whole gang stalking program that they all snitch on you basically on the TI. Everybody's watching, and gives their little report of the TI, and then they take it up to the ones in control of this. And it's saying, who is that threat? According to some of these documents, the targets are criminals and terrorists. But it says, however, the definition of a terrorist in Section 802 of the U.S. Patriot Act is frighteningly vague. Basically, it defines terrorism as any action that endangers human life or that violates state or federal law. And that's how they get away with it. It's plausible deniability and all of their word against yours. You just made the wrong person mad, now you're a terrorist. They don't say exactly what a terrorist is, so you basically can be a terrorist if they claim you to be. It says here, continuing, they add, realizing that a cowed and brainwashed populace can carry out surveillance better than 1 million trained agents. And isn't that true today? I believe one of the only reasons why that this thing is so widespread and that this thing is so effective is just because of the brainwashed population. There's so many people nowadays that don't know the truth, or they're just brainwashed into this or that. And so they can easily be manipulated into thinking like, oh, this is the right thing for, for the future of the country or the community. And that's how they got all of these people to help out in their program. It says, they say a society where neighbors, co-workers, and passers-by are all enlisted in a vast network of civilian informants resembles conditions that existed in Stalin's reign of terror and in all modern totalitarian states. This part right here surprised me a little bit, but people who have been going through this for a while have said that, that they use entire families in this, and even kids. And you'd think like, man, like, how could these parents teach their kids to do this? Or like, it makes you wonder, what are they telling them, or how are they teaching them this? Because either they don't know what's really going on, or they do know, and it's just sick, But it says they've recruited the youth. Children are now participating in the gang stalking of targeted people. Infants, too, are dressed in colors that targets have been sensitized to. They are used as a billboard for symbolism as they've paraded around by their parents who encircle targets in public. As demonstrated after a target has been alerted that they're being watched, this color essentially acts as a uniform and a weapon. Later, as the infants can walk and communicate, and it's kind of crazy how they're saying that, like as if it's an animal or something. They're using other types of staged events or street theater. Even at young ages, these children are able to understand how to perform these skits. So they must have like classes, or they take like courses in these things. And I remember I worked at this job one time that whenever there was a new hire, they had this monthly thing, you know, like every month for the job, they would show who's the new hires, what's the new thing of the month. And it would have like a description of them, like what they do, where they worked before, you know, just a little bit about the new employee. And I would notice on some of them, it would say that they received training, you know, they received training here or there. And even one of them had said they received their training all around the nation. And not everybody had received training, so it made me wonder, but that makes me think there must be some training courses or something that they take. And even kids take these classes, or like even family classes. Like they'll have your neighbors take an entire course just so they know, you know, do this at this time, you know, if the target reacts this way or if they retaliate, this is what you do, you know. You can only wonder how it works, but it's definitely very organized for sure. It says this program appears to be multi-generational for both targeted people and the stalkers. Reportedly, entire families are now participating in patrols or gang stalking. Similarly, according to the book The File by Timothy Ash, sometimes entire families were recruited as IMs in East Germany. At this point, we don't know exactly what these adults are told to encourage their children to participate, but by their behavior, we can logically conclude that the same factors which motivated them are used to get them to recruit their children. Well, yeah, I just wanted to show this a little bit of this book here, and show you guys, you know, that there's a lot of information out there. And I encourage everybody to do their own research, and research is key, research is everything, because it's like they say, the truth will set you free. You know, not knowing what's going on and all the confusion, whatever, is what really makes all of this worse. So doing the research and trying to figure out what's going on so that we can build a case against this. And there's people out there doing that. Everybody doing their research, you know, and just document, show all the evidence you can, you know, and stay strong out there. Until next time.